You may begin when you're ready.
All right, my story is about a farm family that consists of a mom and her 2 sons. And they live on this farm together, and it was always a very prosperous farm, and they always made plenty of money to live on. In their most recent years, they had suffered a drought. This drought caused the plants to not grow, and without the plants, they didn't have food, and they didn't have money in order to pay for their home anymore. And so one day, the mother called her 2 sons over in the house, and she told them, "Kids, I need you two to go out to the barn. I need you to get our best cow. I need you to take our cow, our prize-winning cow, and I need you to go to the city, and I need you to sell it for as much money as you can make so that we can afford this house." And the brothers said, "Okay," and they went off. But before one of the brothers, Kyle, left, the mom pulled him aside, and she said, "Kyle, your brother Tom is kind of an idiot, and I don't want him selling the cow. I want him to travel with you. It's a dangerous long trip, but you have to sell the cow because he will not get enough money for the cow." Kyle assured her, "Yes, well, I will sell the cow. I won't even let him into the city. I will sell the cow. We'll make all the money we can off it. Our family will be fine." So Kyle went out, and he went and got Tom, and they got the cow, and they went and they traveled through the farmlands and through the jungles, and they got to the other side of the jungle to the big city. But before they went into the city, Kyle stopped Tom, and he said, "Tom, I need you to stay here. I need you to watch the cow. Don't sell the cow. Don't trade the cow. Don't lose the cow. I need you to stay here with the cow. I'm going to go into the city and find someone to give us a good price on the cow." Tom said, "Okay. I'll watch the cow." So Kyle went off into the city, and a few hours passed, and Tom stayed with the cow. And as he was waiting, he was watching a dirt road where people were passing and walking by. He saw a trader with a large cart going down the road. And the trader saw him, and the trader had dealt with Tom before, and he saw Tom with the beautiful cow, and he knew that he could give Tom the lowest dirt object that he had in his cart and get that cow. So he pulled off the road and went over to Tom, and he said, "Excuse me, son, how much is that cow?" And Tom said, "Well, the cow's not for sale. I'm supposed to stay right here. It's not supposed to go there." And the trader said, That's nonsense. Look at my cart. I have all these things. I will give you the best thing in my cart for that cow. Look at this beautiful table. It's made out of wood. It's a table, and it's beautiful. Just bring the cow onto the cart. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Beautiful table, that's right. Bring the cow, and I'll just bring this table over to you, and I'll leave it there, and you can have the table, and I'll take the cow." And then the trader was gone. Before Tom knew what happened, he had no cow, but he had a crappy table. And Kyle came back from the city, and Kyle was walking up to Tom, and the fear of God struck him when he saw Tom standing there without a cow, but saw him with a table. And he said, "Tom, where is the cow?" And Tom looked over at Kyle and he said, "Well, there was this nice man, and he came by on the road, and he had this really pretty table, and I lost the cow." And Kyle said, "You are so stupid. That was our entire family, that cow, and I found someone that was going to give us a ton of money for that cow, and you just gave it away for a table. I can't believe you. You're going to carry that table all the way back home, and you are going to have to explain to our mother why we won't be eating for the next few months,
because you traded our cow for a table. So Tom picked up the table, and him and Kyle went back into the jungle. And they traveled, and as they were going back home, they heard voices off in the distance. Now, this got them worried because they're in the middle of the jungle, and there aren't supposed to be people in the middle of the jungle. So they got worried, and Tom climbed up into a tree, and Kyle lifted the table and pushed it up to Tom in the tree and followed him up. And Tom and Kyle waited in the tree, Tom with the table on his back. And they were looking out into the jungle, and they saw a group of thieves come out of the trees. And the thieves stopped and sat in a circle underneath them and dumped out bags of money and started sorting and separating the money amongst them. And as they were watching, Tom looked over at Kyle and said, "Kyle, I can't hold the table anymore." And Kyle said, "You have to hold the table. If you drop the table, they are going to know we're here, and we are going to be finished." I can't do it. It's way too heavy. I can't. If you drop the table, we're not even going to make it back to Mother's house. Just do not drop it. I can't hold it anymore. And he dropped it, and it fell through the trees and through the branches, and it hit the ground with a loud thwack. And the thieves jumped up, fearing that they'd been discovered, and all ran off into the jungle. Tom and Kyle waited in the tree for many hours to see if they were going to return. Then, when the thieves never came back, they climbed down and they collected all the money that the thieves left behind. And they put all the money into the bags, and they brought it home. And this money fed their family for many, many years. And from that moment on, Kyle realized to never underestimate his stupid brother Tom, no matter how stupid he was, because he still had so much potential to do so much. And the family lived happily ever after. The end.